don't put up with no bullshit. I don't put up with no negativity in this room. It could be the worst day of my life. I'll never forget. I came down here an hour after I got diagnosed, and I was like, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, that's when I started collecting Hasbro. It was right before I got sick, and then I made it my mission to finish $12,000 later, may I add, to finish that run of Hasbro figures before I finished treatment, and I did it. It was the only thing I was collecting at the time, and then I was collecting Marvel Legends, and I got out of them, and then right back in. Fuck you, Steve Archer, if you're watching this. I love you so much. Follow Hey Archer Live on YouTube, guys, 8:15 on Thursday nights, youtube.com/HeyArcherLive. I love Steve. He's a great guy. He is so fun to watch. Big Ghostbusters fan, too, if you guys are Ghostbusters fans. But I really wanted to go back and start collecting vintage and really diving deep into what made me who I am. And, you know, I try explaining this to a lot of my fellow collectors, and they're like, oh, but I like buying Mafex. I like buying SH Figure Arts. I like buying this. I like buying that.
Right.
Yeah, so do I too, but I'm not trying to have every figure do this pose, you know, and I'm not trying to do this in every photo or be like, you know, because let's face it, everybody's literally doing this on Instagram right now. This is like everything you see on Instagram right now is this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, y'all can do that. I'm gonna do my shit.
Yeah.
And you'll notice every now and again, I mean, I scrubbed my Instagram because I got shadow banned for a while, but there are just times where I'll just snap a photo of a vintage fig just because.
It's regular, yeah. Young guy.
And it's good to tell a story in toy photography. You can tell your own story there and make it come to life. You know,
like, don't get me wrong. I love what everybody's doing with pocket figs. I don't want y'all to think I'm making fun of you, but everybody's doing the same dramatic poses. I like depth. I like, and it's fun, you know, because some people don't have enough room or that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Or they want to do those reels with the fast snaps like that, and it's pose to pose to pose. It's 155 miles an hour. I don't do that. I
tell you whatever.
I don't do that. Like if you've ever watched any of my unboxings, they're top down, and I slap the figure off, and it's on this table that's right to my left. Like and it's just I like doing the ASMR thing. I like doing the recreation thing. Yeah. You know, I like just being in my own lane. I don't care if I get 50 likes, like whatever. Like people will find it if they find it. Yeah. And I'm just having fun, man. Like this isn't, I'm not trying to be like the biggest toy creator in the world. You know, like I work with some really cool people that I sell toys for fun. I create some fun stuff in my own eyes, and man, I made a lot of good friends in this industry. It's fun. It's just fun. And you know, if you ever listen to anything I do long form, the last thing I say is keep calm, collect on, and don't forget, it's only toys. And you know, if more people took it that way, it would be a much better place for all of us.
Definitely. Yes.
Right, man.
I think a lot of this we've seen now is just like your lifestyle, what you've enjoyed. You know, you can't help but take a part of that, take all of it into collecting or any form of expression. And I think it's dope, man. It looks crazy. It's like paint splashing. You feel like, no matter where you throw it, it's going to make something great.
Good example. 88 Figs just posted this. 88 Figs. I love 88 Figs. He's amazing. But all this dramatic pose stuff, man, it's like it's all over
Everybody's
my feed.
Gonna do it, bro.
Somebody, please do a recreation collab with me. I will pay you $1. I'll buy that for $1. No, I mean, listen, I will never talk down about anybody creating. I love the fact that people are into this. They're enjoying this. Like, I never grew up. I never, ever grew up. Like, this is who I was through my first marriage, through my second marriage. And, you know, it's, man, I'll never grow out of it. I'll never grow out of video games. I'll never grow out of cartoons. By the way, if you haven't watched the new Cape Crusader Batman yet, y'all gotta watch it.
Amazing.
Marvelous start. He put me on, so I started.
All right, let me ask y'all, what'd you think of Oswaldo as the Penguin? I loved it. I loved it.
Hey, you know, it was cool. My only thing with that is I feel like a lot of cartoons, movies, things that we grew up with, video games even, everybody are starting to become, I hate to say this word, but woke.
Yeah, I can see that.
If you look at so being that you play video games, the new Mortal Kombat 1, the season
I love
pack, Combat Pack 2, they got Cyborg, Sector, and Cyrax women now.
It's a robot, man. I don't care.
But no. These aren't robots. These are just
the ninjas.
Women. These are women inside robotic suits. They come out the suits and everything.
Oh, that's cool. Listen,
it's cool. It's different, but it's like it was never like that though.
No, I get it. And I mean, for me, man, listen, if you want, when they made Nick Fury black, I was all for it because Samuel L. Jackson is an incredible actor.
Yeah,
and for me, I'm all like, hey, bring on the variations, bring on the updates, bring on this. I'll tell you what I liked about Oswalda at Cobblepot. She's vicious.
Yeah, she is.
I won't give spoilers, but if you've watched the episode, you know why I said that.
Amazon Prime.
Downright evil.
Yeah.
And same with the new Harley Quinn. Incredible.
I didn't get that part yet.
You're gonna love it.
I'm about to binge because they only like 30 minutes each. So
but I just listen. I'll say it right now. I get it. I think woke is a weird word. I think politically correct's the better word. But listen, I'm a fan, and I mean I've always been a fan of changing stories. Like, don't get me wrong, deep in a character story, sometimes I'm kind of like, why did they do that now? Like when they came out and said that Bobby Drake was gay. Like I was like, okay, I can see this, but why didn't we establish this in the 90s?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like they always like whatever is the newest, I think trend, but whatever is being talked about the most now. Yeah, they have to put that inside a TV show, a movie, a video game. If you listen, you can't watch anything on TV now without some gay stuff in there.
Pandering.
That's just pandering.
Yeah, I'll agree that there is some pandering out there, but my older brother is my oldest brother is gay, so I guess it just never bothered me.
The thing is like, you know, and that's why I asked you if you like the Motu stuff.
Yeah, love it.
They were depicted. If I could objectively watch everything, I thought it was cool, but then there was some people that were really angry about them switching up the story and, you know, King Grayskull and all that stuff, and I was like, bro. You gotta incorporate real representation of character.
Representation's important, man.
Somewhere, you know, like everybody's not gonna be whitewashed and all that.
Yeah,
it's cool. You know, nothing against the characters, but at some point they gotta feel like they're in a real universe where there's people that are not.
I'm gonna give you a phrase, and maybe you know this phrase, maybe you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. They're fictional characters. Fictional characters. If you know the reference, I love you even more. But the simple fact is that, you know, first of all, if you're watching this and you follow me and you're mad that somebody got their gender changed or their color changed, give me a good reason why you care. First of all,
relax, bro.
Yeah, like chill. Like take your testosterone. It's okay. The fact of the matter is though is and yeah, I get it. Marvelous, you're right. You know, a lot of companies pander, and I agree with that. But at the same time, I love to. I'm the idiot golden retriever. Like I go into everything like, oh, new story. Let's go. That's just me. I am the mindless fan who just goes into everything and like honest point about me. If you ever notice, if you look at my Instagram, I never talk about politics. I never talk about like world issues and so forth like that. Yeah. I let my actions speak louder than my words.
Sure.
I am one of those people who truly believes that representation is important. I think Miles Morales is an excellent representation of why we need new characters.
Yeah.
I think Miles Morales is the best thing to happen to comic books in the last 20 years. I think the Spider-Verse has also proven that you can add new characters.
Yeah.
Spider-Man India has been a great example of that too.
And wait for that figure to come out too.
I pre-ordered. Hey guys, if you want one, make sure to go to iselltoysforfun.com. Use code UNBOX10, save 10% on your order. But I think representation is important. Listen, I was the Italian kid growing up, okay, and I'm first generation off the boat. I was my choice was Super Mario.
You didn't think that was offensive in a little bit, bro?
I mean, yes and no. Yes and no.
We know that's not our guy.
I mean, I think, you know, Nintendo didn't intentionally make him offensive. But I loved Charles Martinet. I interviewed him 10 years ago. I loved him as Mario. I think the stereotype of a working class Italian man is kind of weird, but the other stereotype we got was on MTV, and I punched a lot of people for calling me Guido. It's to some of us, including those old school Italians. If you call me a Guido or a Salvucci and you don't know me, it's the equivalent of calling me the N-word.
Yeah.
So,
did you enjoy the movie?
What?
Did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I really did.
You didn't think the voice did much?
What?
You didn't think the voice wasn't really?
No, I would have preferred Charles Martinet, but I'm not going to sit here and bitch about Chris Pratt doing it. Charles Martinet retired, and they decided it was time for a new voice. Listen, I'm objective. This is what you're going to get out of me. Like,
yeah,
it's weird to me to listen to anybody but Kevin Conroy be Batman.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I enjoy it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I'm glad Mark Hamill said the only person I ever wanted to work with as the Batman was Kevin Conroy. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I respect that. Give somebody else the opportunity. Listen, we're all going to have those things we love, and people are going to complain and moan and groan about everything. But man, I just go into everything objectively and have fun with it. Like, there are things I think suck. Like, I don't need to sit here and discuss what I think sucks. I can find a positive in everything. That's just me. But I also still watch Dino Riders from '86. You got to harness the power of Dino Riders, man. All right, I'll give you one thing I thought sucked. The ending of Dinosaur sucked.
When the comet came down and shit. Yeah,
that was dark. That was not right.
Yeah,
like it's a kids show, and you're really giving us like the "we fucked up the planet" ending.
You don't even remember that, bro?
I remember it.
Scarred me for life.
I remember it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
I had to watch again with my daughter.
Yeah. Listen, I think representation is awesome. I haven't seen Cyrax and Sector yet. They were fucking robots. If they want to add to the Mortal Kombat lore, Mortal Kombat has always been one of those series that has always just left you thinking.
It does.
And that's what's great about Boone and Tobias, what they created.
Yeah.
And
let's see how they incorporate them in the next movie.
Listen, the animated movies have been incredible.
The live action, though.
Just keep giving me cool shit, cool characters. I don't care if they're black, white, pink, purple, upside down, right side up. I don't care if they're from India, China, Japan, America. Give me something cool.
Straight up.
But the one thing for me that, like I said, Bobby Drake coming out in X-Men Uncanny 44 and Volume 3, they never did enough with it. Like if they gave us like, I had repressed feelings, or they gave us an origin to it or something like that, it would have made more sense. And maybe I just need to go back and read it because I don't remember them going deeper than him saying I'm gay. Yeah. But give us characters, give us representation.
Yeah.
And
I think there's so much room. I mean, again, like you said, you started in comics and then you kind of went away from it for a little bit and started collecting and stuff. And I feel like they could have made those stories at some point back when we was in the late 90s, early 2000s. But it seems like it's just popular to tell those stories now. And I don't know if they, Miles and Gwen and all that existed in a popular scope before now, but now these characters are like on the map.
I mean, Miles is 10, 12 years old. He came from the Ultimate Universe. He's Brian Michael Bendis and Sarah Pichelli, but man, let me tell you, when I read that first series of Miles, I was hooked. Yeah. And I am a diehard Peter Parker guy.
Yeah.
But man, when Rio gets shot in the hospital, I literally was like, good storytelling is
important.
Yeah, give me and that's why Miles is probably the greatest creation of the 2000s.
Yeah, it's a very good
because he has so much depth, and they gave him such a good origin and such a good backstory, and they made the Prowler his uncle, and they did all this cool shit. Prowler's a badass. He was underrated.
Now check this out, right? I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna let you get up out of here because this is we want to keep you all night.
Oh, you would, trust me.
So since you like new stories and everything, and you're not the change doesn't really bother you,
right?
All right. So how do
I welcome change? If you will.
Cool. So how do you feel about the comic book? I don't know if it's out yet, or I know it was coming. It was 2 actually. It was DC Comics. It was Robin came out as gay,
I knew that. That's been a while.
Okay.
Which Robin was it though? It was.
I don't remember, but they said Robin was gay now. And okay, so now that was not the big shock.
Okay.
Well, no, that's actually if you take my meaning. Let's find out which Robin was. Sweet. Oh, it was Tim Drake. It was in 2021. It was a part of the Urban Legend storyline. He realizes, okay, yeah, he came out as bisexual. He had feelings for his one of his high school friends. I mean, that's real talk. I mean, everybody's had most of us, not me. I always liked boobs, but most people have had a thought. You know, hey, right. You know, and I respect that. And hey, Tim Drake's always been a complex character. So, sure,
okay,
cool.
So now what about the one after that? They came out and said the Joker got pregnant.
Are you talking about the alternate universe Joker? Because they did that with Flashpoint. Because in Flashpoint, Joker was a woman, and it was Martha Wayne.
No, this one it was the male. It was a man. Joker was pregnant.
Okay. First of all, Walt Disney said the first man to get pregnant would own Disney World and the Disney company. So Joker now owns Disney. Second of all, I gotta go because I'm gonna go join the Joker's gang so I can go work at Disney. Cool. I mean, that's honestly to me, that's the most Joker thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That's so Joker. Like I could honestly imagine Joker getting into any wild out there scenario that could happen, and he is the perfect character to antagonize people with something like that. That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Nuts. That's
like,
nuts.
You have to understand, like the Joker is everything that is wrong with society.
Straight up.
Like, and the Joker is symbol, and there's so many different versions of the Joker, obviously. Mm-hmm. But the symbolism of the Joker is always chaos.
Yes.
So I think that perfectly fits the character to see him in a situation like that. Like the Joker could come out, and I mean this has always been an undertone. I think the Joker's in love with Batman.
I do think so as well.
He first of all sees Joker as his Batman as his best friend.
Yes.
He always has.
That Gotham story we were talking about, I think yesterday or today, but the Joker coming up alongside Batman's like, yo, why don't you just be friends with me? And Batman's like, yo, bro, you weird. And so
yeah, and in Hush, there's a scene where he's fighting Clayface in the and this is in the cartoon and in the comic where he's fighting Clayface and Joker's like spitting all this stuff. You can't let him talk to me like that.
Oh, you got a voice on him. Look at that.
That's a good Joker.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But you know, the Joker has always been very fey, and that's fine. I think honestly, in a lot of people's minds too, the Joker is the greatest villain of all time because he can be what you need him to be.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like he has weaknesses.
See, I'm putting an actual realistic spin on this.
Yeah.
And this again, my opinion isn't woke. I'm probably the most non-PC person on the face of the planet. 3 things I'm going to say to you. Comics are inherently a Jewish thing because 95% of the original creators of comics are Jewish.
Yeah.
Horror is inherently gay. You can't tell me any different because it's true. And third of all, if everybody just kind of looked at things beyond their own eyes and looked outside of the norm, they would understand that this is storytelling at its finest.
Man, those are like, he another one with the frag grenades, bro. He just threw 3 frag grenades at one time. I ain't going deeper because we're gonna be here for another hour.
Y'all can come at me on my Instagram. The handle's right there. I'll put you in my request.